rundown, hey?
Rig rundown.
We've
been travelling around, doing a bit of a lap of Australia now for a few months.
Yeah.
Before we did this lap, we actually did another lap in our van, which there's some older videos of that you could check out if you wanted. But today's all about the patrol. We're gonna get into it.
Yeah, our touring setup.
Talk about most things, not everything fully in detail, but
yeah, I suppose
try
it's
and
just
cover most
a basic rig rundown with what we think
pretty much
are the main parts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's do it. So we're going to start off, we'll get into an exterior walk around to the car and just look at all the stuff on it. The biggest thing that's changed on this car is it was my first car. I've had it for like 8 years and it was a wagon when I first got it, and now obviously it's an extra cab ute, which it's been probably an extra cab ute for like the past probably 4 or 5 years for a while. Anyway, right up the front, well, we'll start in the middle. Just got a King's winch that's been in there for years. It's pretty old, due for an upgrade. Some eBay spotlights, they were like $70.
Woo, we love the budget.
They do the job. GME aerial, obviously we've got the sand flag on, that's not normally on there, but yeah, GME aerial on like a little drop down thing so you don't have to have it up all the time. eBay headlights, bar work. This is originally a Bud's Customs bar, but since then I've just like cut off all the bars around it and then redone it and made the scrub bars, made the sliders. We've also got a 4-inch stainless snorkel, powder coated black. That's from in-house fabrication. Further down the side, got the clear view mirrors. They're from a 79 series Land Cruiser, but I've chopped this bottom bracket. It normally comes down to about there, and I've also chopped down the arm because the mirrors normally stick out way too far. I needed to change them though because otherwise I couldn't see past the canopy, which was really bad. This is my steel tray. Made that at home in the shed. It's 1900 long, 1800 wide, and the canopy is 1100 long. So it leaves us with like a good section. I wanted to have enough room to have the spare tyre on and still be able to like easily fit one of the big double swags in the back. Obviously at the moment it also works well to fit jerry cans and stuff, firewood, 2 diesel jerry cans. We also had 2 water jerry cans at the start of the trip. One of them's broke since then, but that's alright. We just had them on there because we were going through the Simpson Desert and the Tenamai Desert, and obviously we don't want to run out in the middle of those places. So yeah, extra fuel and water. We do have a long range tank. It's about it's supposed to be 150, but it seems to hold about 130, 135. And the water tank holds 85. So we've got a fair bit of water and fuel. And the water
tank usually gets us a good, like if we're careful, we could survive 2 weeks off grid, right? Yeah,
definitely survive 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If we're not careful, like just normal day to day, it'll last easily over a week.
All right, let's see what's under the hood.
Under the hood. Let's have a look. It's not too flash. There you go. Just got the PWR intercooler, you can see there. I've gone for a top mount over a front mount because we do go through like a bit of mud and stuff every now and then. I didn't want to get the front mount full of mud. Little custom air box. We've just got a 18G turbo and a 12mm pump. Another really big upgrade we've got over here is that there is a hydraulic brake booster from Mark's 4-wheel drive. That's awesome, makes the brakes insane. So definitely a good upgrade, a little bit expensive. The engine is just a TD42 Silvertop. It's the original motor that came in the car, hasn't had a rebuild or anything, so still going strong. We've probably done at least 400,000 Ks now. The tacho stopped working at about 370, so hard to tell, but yeah. So for this trip, we've just been running the 285/75 R16 all-terrain. We've gone with the Falcon Wild Peaks because they were like the best, good quality sort of budget tyre.
That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
A little bit. They've been awesome. I actually really rate them. They've been super good, so we'll definitely buy them again. You probably noticed we got 2 spares on the back too. That was also just because we were going through the deserts and stuff, and we'll do it traveling the whole country by ourselves. Thought it was good to have 2. Luckily, no punctures so far. Apart from that, we've got like a 3-inch Dobinson's lift, well, Dobinson coils, and then some like big Superior shocks, Superior radius arms, Superior panhards and stuff. Pretty much most of the gear's superior, basically.
Action.
Because this car back at home is like primarily just for off-road weekend trips and stuff. It wasn't really set up as a tourer. But in the front diff, I've just got a front auto locker, which has definitely been the best bang for buck mod we've done to the car. Also running chromoly CVs and axles, and in the transfer case we've got 85% reduction gears. So yeah.
Sounds expensive, mate.
You don't need to worry about that. It's all good. Well, that's pretty much most of the outside stuff done. So we'll jump in the cab and have a quick look. So there's not too much going on in here. I like to keep it fairly tidy and sort of standard looking. Biggest thing I've probably done is the little gauge cluster in the middle. I'm not a big fan of pillar pods, so made that up. Has water temp, oil pressure, boost, and EGT. So probably the 4 most important gauges, I reckon.
And the radio upgrade.
Oh yeah, we got like a double din head unit. We've got a reverse camera, which is actually pretty handy. Don't realise how good they are till you have one. That's the UHF. We just got a uni then. Got all the controls on the little head unit thing, so that's good. Apart from that, we got like little phone holders, because that's what I primarily use for navigation. This is just my phone.
The hat holder.
Hat holder, yep. We got Charlotte's Akubra's inside that one.
Yeah, mine's actually in there, which is really good.
Had to put the strap on this trip because of all the bumpy roads, they kept falling down. Apart from that, what else?
This as well, like...
Oh, the clothesline.
Clothesline,
you
yeah.
can hang your towels up.
We didn't have anywhere we could hang any clothes or anything, or towels, so that was easy.
That's been super good little upgrade. Fishing rod racks, just got 2 fishing rods. We got a dash cam.
Just the basics, really.
Pretty much it. Oh, this is my winch. I ran my winch controls into the cab, so you like plug your winch controller in there. You can do your winching from in here,
and then all behind the seats is just storage extra stuff that we probably don't need, but we've got.
Pretty much, yeah. So that's it. That's the inside.
Yeah. Shall we move on to the tent and canopy then?
Yeah.
Tent and awning.
Tent and awning. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so we just set up the awning. This is just the 23-0 Falcon 270 awning. It's not a full freestanding awning. It's advertised as like a freestanding setup, but we use it like this sometimes. It comes with 2 poles on it. So there's one there and there's one at the back, and they stay on it and they just fold down, and you can put out a couple of pegs or whatever. If it's raining or really windy, I definitely make sure I peg it all down. And if we're leaving it up overnight, usually I'll also throw in 2 pegs. We've got a few more poles for it as well, just in that tube. But for a quick lunch stop, this is good.
All right, my favorite spot, the tent. All right, the tent. This is definitely the comfiest spot we've got in the whole setup. This is the King's Grand Tourer Mark III, right?
Yep.
That's what it's called. And it was definitely an upgrade for us. We used to have the King's Quickie pop-up tent, which was fine for, a week or 2 week trips, but this is definitely big enough that you can comfortably live inside. One thing that we've added to it though is we've actually got 2 mattress toppers. So we started off with one really good one, and then we had just an extra one, so we thought we'd put it in. The bed is the width of a double bed, but it's a bit longer than a double bed, so the mattress toppers actually leave about that much room at the top of the bed, which we can use as storage. So we've got some fans, I'll show you. We've got some fans in here, and we've also got this big pocket here which we store a lot of crap in. And then this is the part of the bed that's too long for the mattress topper, so we've got just extra bits and pieces there, which is good because we can actually close the rooftop tent with all of the stuff that's currently in it. So, you know, pillows, they can stay in here. So we just literally crawl in and we're ready to go to sleep.
It's our little house.
We've also got a big strip light and some cute little Christmas fairy lights, although it's not Christmas anymore, but we still use them. And this is just like, yeah, Velcro, so you can stick anything that's Velcro to it.
We got 2 USB points and a cigarette point at the front. 2
USB cigarette, and that's just our switch for our light, which is really cool. That's it. That's the tent.
You're just gonna stay up there all day?
Yeah.
Yep, chilling there. The other reason this was a huge upgrade over the little quickie pop-up one was it was a plastic shell on the roof, whereas this is like a full aluminium skin. And as you can see there, like you can put roof racks on it and put like solar panels or paddle boards, whatever you want on the roof. And as long as it's not like stupidly heavy, like it still lifts up and closes fine, which is awesome. Super good upgrade. And the tent also has a rain fly that wraps all the way around the top bit. We've only used it once this trip so far, so we'll probably chuck in a photo of when we had that set up just so you can see it. It's pretty big actually, but it's not real good in the wind. Plus it's a little bit of a pain to set up, so we just don't, basically. Alright, we'll move on to the canopy now. It's starting to get a little bit windy, so we'll try and move through this kind of quickly. This is our storage side pretty much.
And the wardrobe?
Yeah, the wardrobe. We've got our 2 clothes drawers. That's what we have for this trip. We have like 1 big clothes drawers each. Well, not even a big drawer. We got our jackets stay in the front because they're quite large. Underneath the drawers, we store like just
extra
a bunch
food.
Of cans and stuff pretty much.
Yeah, canned food.
Just super handy.
I mean, I'm
It's
just
an
gonna
awesome
say,
spot.
I'm traveling around full time and that's my only
That's your drawer.
clothes.
Yeah, so yeah, 2 drawers, and yeah, the storage underneath them is awesome. Got the Road Chef oven, use that like a fair bit, that thing's awesome. You can see the inverter, little fridge, toolbox, tackle box, table.
But this area here is quite open because we didn't know exactly what we needed, and also every trip's different. Like,
yeah, you always need a little bit of space to just throw stuff in.
Yeah, so we just kept that quite open. And the fridge as well, we used that when we were going over the desert because we had our main fridge full of food, and this was just full of water and cold drinks and stuff. And now we probably don't need it anymore, but it's just full of random stuff. Like, we just use it as a storage box basically.
Yeah. Alright, I just took out a couple of things so you can have a bit of a look further in. So that's actually another fan. That's the big like battery Milwaukee fan we brought, and since we have those other fans in the tent, we actually have not used it too much, to be honest. Underneath there, that's a 200 watt iTech solar blanket, and then this is like down here behind the drawers is literally like that same depth the whole way across, and it's just full of tools and spares basically the whole way. Up the back there I've got my compressor hard mounted, and this is the air hose for it. It just hangs on this door out here. Probably also one of the favorite things I've done to the car. It's so handy having air, you can just grab it. Very cool. And that's pretty much it for all the back there. That's all just like empty space up the top, so it's not completely full. Alright, it's a little bit of a mess down in this side, but at the back you can see I've got a bucket that's full of hoses and like a water filter and stuff for filling up the water tank and having showers and stuff. Also down the back there is the big fuse panel that's got all the fuses in it for everything. Power board that runs off of our 750 watt kick-ass inverter, which is awesome. That runs like, you know, the fancy hair straightener and everything, all sorts of stuff. That's just a bunch of chargers and stuff down there. Milwaukee charger as well for charging up batteries.
I'll just say this as well, this is the
that's our water tank level.
How much we know.
Yeah, that thing's awesome. That's super handy. Switches, we've got like 2 sets of lights on the doors, like that's an orange strip light, and then these ones are just white ones and they run on a dimmer as well. The water pump, which is just here, so that can run off the tank or whatever you want basically, so that's pretty awesome. That's the solar input just there too for the solar blanket, or if you have the blanket on top of the tent, it can also plug into there. Around here, yeah, back to that, that's the Red Arc BCDC 1225D. That's awesome. Like, Red Arc charging gear is pretty much the best, so that's super good. That's most of the stuff I think on this side. Oh, just a little King's panel, volt gauge, and a few little ports and stuff there, and I think that's about it. Just before we move to the other side of the canopy, thought I'd mention I've actually got like a 12-volt fan in the back of the canopy. That's like an exhaust fan, so it pulls the air through the canopy, because I've got some vents in the front, which you should be able to see. There's 2 on this side and 2 on the other side, and they've got like a little filter behind them as well. I've done that just because the canopy, like sitting out in the sun all day, and it's not a real big canopy, you get like it gets a lot of heat into it, and obviously there's like a lot of electronics and stuff in there running, and the fridge is always running, so that just like keeps airflow going through it. So it's definitely been a big help. It helps a lot. Like, sometimes I open the canopy and it'll just be cold in there. All right, moving on to the kitchen side of the canopy, pretty much. Up the top we hang our little tea towel. We just pull that down, and I put a roll of paper towel there. I find that is pretty handy to have. We've also got a nice spot for our cooker. Sits up there, also fits a couple gas bottles down the side. That's nice and easy to get to. We've got the Primus fridge. I think it's a 45 litre, it's not real big, but we actually find that it's pretty much plenty of room for us.
Sometimes when we come back from doing the food shopping, we get worried that we're not going to fit it all in, and we always manage to squeeze it in. Like, sometimes it's fully packed, but it's definitely done the job. And we've also just got
clip all of our utensils and cutlery and stuff on the side.
These are all just magnetic.
Yeah,
right?
Magnetic, plus a few zip ties help.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome. Got a fire blanket for a bit of safety. I've also got 2 fire extinguishers in the front.
Yeah. Pull the fridge out.
For our safety. Yeah, this is my little tilt slide I made at home. This is a King's fridge slide, this part, which is just a straight slide, and obviously that wasn't going to be ideal for Charlotte to get into it, plus the canopy door's in the way. So I just put a big piece of piano hinge there and mounted it on a big slab of like aluminium. So you pull it out and tilt, basically. Nice and easy to get into, the door just clears that.
Perfect. It's good
awesome.
For the short people, hey?
It is, it's wicked. The battery that runs all of the 12-volt stuff is just under the tray. It's the iTech 120X lithium battery. And so on this trip, that's been working awesome for us. That's been like a good amount of power. We could definitely use a little bit more, maybe sometimes, but
only if we're parked up for a couple of days and it's not
it's like cloudy or something, and the solar's not working too well. But if the sun's out, the solar just pumps the charge in. So yeah, that's been good. Then we've just got our little food
pretty
drawers.
Basic, hey?
Yeah.
Like, these are just plastic food drawers, which have definitely seen better days.
Yeah, accidentally it was a bit rough with that one.
Yeah.
But no, they're awesome. I put these little, little catch thing on so they don't, they can't fly out when you're driving, which is good. And down beside here we've got like chopping boards, garbage bags in the bottom one. We've got behind that. Yeah, it fits perfectly, like all your aluminium foils and baking paper and all that stuff, which is,
and then we've got this
handy
little extra spot here which fits some oil and like our dishwashing liquid.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Under here we've got that, which is like a washing up basin thing, but we never use it. We always just put water in the cooker and then heat it up and then use that because it's just easy.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got little pull-out table, which is like
super handy,
super solid as well. It's on like 60 kilo slides, so you can just lean on it like a little bar. And actually for this trip too, we added on this table, which is just on the tray side, which gives us the perfect amount of like table space, because we put the cooker on there and then we have like a little bit of extra room for whatever, and we can just like prepare all the other stuff on that one. And it's just worked really well. well, that's the rig rundown, pretty much done. If there's any extra things that you'd like to know about the car, because we didn't go fully into depth, just like let us know in the comments, and we'll try and answer whatever you're wondering about the car. It's not like the biggest, flashiest setup ever, but it definitely does the job.
It's simple, everything that you need.
Yeah, everything you need, simple, easy to live out of, and it is pretty comfy. Like, it's pretty comfy to live out of.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Not bad at all.